Imagine a world, silent and dark, all because of an invisible force from the sun. Can you picture it? This is the potential reality we face due to the silent fury of the sun, solar flares. Solar flares are sudden, violent eruptions of magnetic energy from the sun's surface. They are the sun's way of venting its pent-up energy, like a pressure cooker releasing steam. And just like steam from a pressure cooker, solar flares can have a significant impact, especially considering our increasingly technologically dependent world. To truly understand the power of these flares, we need to delve into the science behind them. It all begins with the sun's magnetic fields. These fields are in a constant state of flux, moving and twisting. When these fields cross, they create a sort of magnetic knot, and like any knot, it needs to be untangled. This untangling process, called magnetic reconnection, results in a solar flare. Accompanied by coronal mass ejections, these flares release a burst of radiation across the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Now, these solar flares aren't just a fascinating celestial spectacle, they pose a tangible threat to our planet. You see, the electromagnetic radiation from solar flares can severely disrupt our technology. Imagine, if you will, our communication networks going silent, our power grids collapsing, and our satellites, our eyes and ears in space, going blind and deaf. This isn't science fiction, it's a potential reality. In fact, we've had a taste of this in the past. The Carrington event of 1859, for instance, caused telegraph systems across Europe and North America to fail, even shocking some telegraph operators. Invisible, yet potent, these solar flares have a power that we are yet to comprehend fully. And as we inch closer to the year 2025, the silent fury of the sun could become a deafening roar. Fast forward to 2025, solar activity is at its peak. What could possibly happen? Imagine the sun, our life-giving star, suddenly turning against us, unleashing a torrent of energy, a solar flare with the power to wreak havoc on our technologically dependent world. Now let's delve into this scenario. The first impact would be on our power grids. These complex networks designed to keep our lights on and our homes warm are not built to withstand the electromagnetic onslaught of a major solar flare. Transformers could blow out, plunging entire cities, perhaps even countries, into darkness. Imagine New York, London, Tokyo, all in the dark. No electricity means no refrigeration, no heating, no lighting, hospitals, traffic systems, even water treatment plants would all grind to a halt. Next, satellites. These floating hunks of metal and circuitry are our eyes and ears in space. They guide our planes, steer our ships, and even make sure your pizza delivery guy finds your house. A solar flare could knock out these satellites, leaving us blind and deaf. GPS systems would fail, causing chaos for transportation and logistics. TV broadcasts, internet connections, and phone signals would all go silent. But perhaps the most terrifying aspect of a major solar flare event is the societal chaos that could ensue. With no electricity, no communication, and no clear idea of when things would return to normal, panic could quickly set in. Grocery store shelves would be emptied in hours, as people scrambled to stockpile resources. Emergency services would be overwhelmed, and law enforcement would struggle to maintain order. In essence, a major solar flare could push us back centuries in a matter of hours. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? A world without technology, a sudden return to the dark ages. But before you start panicking, remember that knowledge is power. Understanding the risks and preparing for them is the first step towards resilience. A world without technology, a sudden return to the dark ages, it's a chilling thought, isn't it? In this potential chaos, some are preparing. The billionaires are building bunkers, but why? In the face of a solar flare catastrophe, the world's wealthiest individuals are choosing to invest not in rockets or artificial intelligence, but in something seemingly out of a dystopian novel: bunkers. It might seem like a plot from a science fiction movie, but the trend of billionaires buying bunkers is all too real. These aren't your average backyard fallout shelters. We're talking about state-of-the-art luxury bunkers equipped with everything one could need to weather a solar storm or societal collapse. But what drives this billionaire bunker phenomenon? The motivations are as complex as the individuals themselves. Some fear the prospect of widespread chaos ensuing from a large-scale power outage and the failure of critical infrastructure. Others are driven by a desire for self-preservation, a primal instinct that transcends wealth and status. Regardless of the reasons, the bunkers these billionaires are investing in are nothing short of extravagant. They're designed to sustain life for extended periods, with fully stocked kitchens, medical facilities, and even entertainment centers. Some are equipped with advanced air filtration systems to guard against nuclear, biological, or chemical attacks. Others boast hydroponic gardens to ensure a steady supply of fresh food. They are, in essence, self-contained worlds where the privileged few can retreat, safe from the chaos unfolding above ground. These bunkers speak volumes about the mindset of the world's wealthiest individuals. They underscore a deep-seated anxiety about the fragility of our modern world and a concern for personal safety in the event of a catastrophic event. It's a clear indication that even those at the top are not immune to the fear of uncertainty. While some prepare for the worst, others remain blissfully unaware. As the sun continues its silent fury, we're left to ponder the implications of these billionaire bunkers. Are they a sign of foresight, paranoia, or simply the ultimate luxury in uncertain times? Only time will tell. As the specter of solar flares casts its ominous shadow, we see a unique culture of readiness blossoming among a considerable demographic. Often termed prepper culture, it embodies a comprehensive approach towards survival and self-reliance. It stretches beyond mere accumulation of canned provisions and potable water. It emphasizes the acquisition of indispensable life skills such as power generation, water purification, and agriculture. The trend of off-grid living is also on a steady rise. Implementations of solar energy, rainwater collection, and permaculture gardens are being recognized not as mere eco-conscious practices, but as essential survival tools in a world post-solar flare. These techniques grant autonomy from the frailty of the power grid, mitigating the risk of solar-induced blackouts and fostering a resilient lifestyle. However, survival doesn't stop at self-sufficiency. It encompasses resilience, the capacity to recover from hardship. The human spirit, inherently resilient, demonstrates this time and again. Let's examine some instances. Consider the Midwest community that repurposed a derelict factory into a thriving vertical farm, guaranteeing a constant supply of fresh greens, or the ingenious engineers who crafted a rudimentary communication network, keeping their community connected amidst a silenced world. We have the inspiring tale of a retired nurse who transformed her residence into an impromptu hospital, tending to her neighbors when healthcare facilities reached their breaking point. These are just of examples of human resourcefulness and adaptation in face of new challenges. Human resilience tends to glow the brightest in the face of adversity. It's this spirit, innate resilience, that could be our most valuable asset when dealing with a solar flare catastrophe. As we charter through this unstable future, it's this spirit that will light our path, reinforcing our identity not just as survivors but as inventors, troubleshooters, and most importantly, a united community. In the wake of such potential chaos, what does the future hold for us? As we ponder the potential consequences of a major solar flare, the image that emerges is both daunting and intriguing. It's a scenario that could redefine our understanding of vulnerability and resilience. In the face of such a global upheaval, the actions taken by individuals and governments to mitigate this threat could very well determine our collective future. Billionaires, for instance, are hedging their bets on futuristic bunkers, equipped with all the comforts of a luxury mansion and the security of a fortress. These sanctuaries, built to withstand the worst that the sun can throw at us, symbolize a primal instinct for survival, albeit with a tinge of exclusivity. Meanwhile, governments across the world are not sitting idle either. Investing in infrastructure that can resist the electromagnetic onslaught of a solar flare, improving early warning systems, and devising contingency plans are all part of the broader strategy. It's a race against time, a test of our technological prowess and foresight. However, the most heartening response comes from the everyday people. The rise of the prepper culture, the shift towards off-grid living solutions, and the spirit of community resilience are all testament to human ingenuity in the face of adversity. It's an affirmation of our ability to adapt, survive, and even thrive when faced with a crisis. But beyond the immediate threat of solar flares, this scenario also forces us to confront deeper questions. Questions about inequality, social responsibility, and our relationship with the natural world. It's an opportunity to rethink our values and priorities as a society. As we stand on the precipice of the unknown, we must remember, we are not helpless. Our preparedness, cooperation, and resilience will see us through. After all, it is not the sun that defines us, but how we rise to meet its fury. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and be on the lookout for more videos down the road. Have a great day.